Welcome to the topic where I'm excited to say for the first time where we highlight Houston City College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin, the Executive Director for the Weekend and Honors Colleges. We are here every week when HCC is in session. We're located on Facebook, YouTube, and HCC TV. Only a couple of generations ago, most college students followed a traditional pattern: high school graduation, followed by 4 years in college. But today's workforce offers many more paths, and Houston City College is working to make sure its students get their education in a way that works for them. I'm excited to say we're joined today by Dr. Miguel Ramos, who is our current Vice Chancellor of Instructional Services, and he's going to give us a lot of information about the Connect to Workforce program. Welcome to the show, Miguel.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So let's just jump right in and tell us, what is Connect to Workforce?
Well, simply put, Connect to Workforce is a scholarship program. About a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, the Board of Trustees voted to allow $1 million in scholarship money to be let out into the world. And so the way that we're putting together this initiative is to fund students that are trying to get short-term certificates. So these days, there's a lot of opportunities for students that need something a little bit better than a high school diploma, but maybe not necessarily a college degree. And so there's a lot of programs here at ACC that you can finish in 16 weeks or less. So a bulk of the scholarship money is going to be funding students that want to complete some of these short-term certificates so they can go out and find a good paying job.
Oh, wow. Did you guys hear that? He said $1 million. $1 million, guys. Come on. Are there any specific programs that are involved, and why those programs?
There are. So I'm going to read off the list because I want to make sure I remember them. We've got the Architectural Design and Construction COE, the Digital Information Technology COE, Health Sciences, Materials Sciences, Smart Manufacturing, and Transportation. We picked these 5 areas because they are in such high demand, and there's a lot of opportunities for good paying jobs for students with short-term certificates. So we have the CDL in transportation, so truck driving. We've got some short-term certificates in health sciences that offer really good start careers. Digital information technology has things like computer programming, data science, analytics. Architectural design, you have things like construction and drywall, these sorts of programs. So we want to get students out into the world. Oh, I don't want to make sure I mentioned welding and smart manufacturing, some of these areas. These are programs that students can jump right in. They can start getting their training and be out sometimes in as few as 3 courses, and they can get out into the world with a good paying job, but they also have the option to come back. You can use a lot of these courses to get us back into credit programs if they want to continue their development over their career. So it is a really good starting point for a lot of these students, and it also gives them an opportunity as an on-ramp for something greater.
Oh, I think you really hit the nail on the head, because it gives them the opportunity to come in to get a career that they can support their families, turn around, work in that career, and then still have the option to come back to Houston Community College and continue on if they choose to do so. I think that's amazing. And I'm happy to hear that a lot of these programs are centered around the workforce programs that are in high demand, that are current high demand jobs. Exactly. And a lot of these are high demand, high pay jobs as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's perfect. See, we love that here at Houston City College. Love saying that, you guys. So you started talking about this a little bit earlier. Who is actually eligible for the program?
So it's a pretty broad eligibility. So generally speaking, if you've finished a high school degree and you want to come to HCC, you're probably eligible. Each program has some different potential requirements. And so we want to make sure that we get students to the right contacts at each of those different centers of excellence so they can talk to folks there to see if there are any additional. Like, for example, if you want to go into truck driving, you're going to have a driver's license. So that's an additional requirement. There are some additional requirements if you want to be in certain health fields. So we want to make sure that you're able to connect with the right people that'll give you the specific information. But it is designed to be as open as possible so that as many students as we can take advantage of them.
I see. And that's also amazing because Dr. Ramos said we want to help as many students as we can, as as fast as we can. And I think that's important also because a lot of times, a lot of students that come to us, they have just a short amount of time to reach a certain goal that they're trying to achieve in their academic trajectory. And so I'm so happy to hear because a lot of these programs can meet that need.
Yes.
And it allows them for that transition period as well. So that's amazing. And you mentioned the funding, and I say it again, $1 million. What does this funding pay for?
So it covers tuition and fees. So that is what it encompasses in these degree programs. So as long as you come in and you are eligible for one of these degrees or one of these awards, it will pay for the tuition and fees for that area. So if you have 3 classes, it'll pay for the 3 classes. If it's a 2-class program, it'll pay for the 2 classes.
Oh, wow. See, that's amazing because the highest cost that we have is actually the tuition and fees. So that's amazing. And is there opportunity for a student to possibly get extra funding if they need something special for a class?
Potentially, there are things that the foundation can offer. So looking at different scholarships, there are different sources of funding, but the real incentive for this program is to get people in the door, get them into those programs, pay their tuition and fees to incentivize them. If they were kind of on the fence, we don't know if we want to come in, they can get those tuition and fees paid for and then get into the course and get going.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. And it comes down to what I'm hearing is it comes down to just ensuring that the information is out there and readily available for our community to hear and for them to just come to the college and get the information. Absolutely. And so I think that leads me to my next question. Where do I sign up or how can anybody sign up, Miguel?
All right. So the name of the program is Connect to Workforce. So if you're on the HCC website, you can go in the search bar and type in Connect number 2 Workforce, and it'll be the first thing that pops up. Once you click on that page, you're going to get a lot of information about the specific awards that are available for the program. And it also has a sign-up sheet. So you'll be able to provide your contact information so we can get you to the right person and the right program so they can reach out to you and help you complete the enrollment process.
Oh, see, that's perfect. So I'm going to do a follow-up question on that. When are the courses offered? Are we offering them across the span of the 16-week model, or are we using the 8-week models? What models can a student expect to be in classes?
They have a pretty good range. We know that there are some programs that are being shortened. They have the 8-week courses. Some of these programs, even at their full length, are not that long. So you've got courses or programs that are 10 weeks, some that are 5 weeks. So really there's a wide range of options for students to try out. The specific length is going to depend on which area they go into. And so there are programs that start on a regular basis, going back to truck driving. They have multiple sessions in the fall. Some of them are going to take the full 16 weeks. They're a little meatier. So, you have a more limited set of options, but still, we want to make sure that we give them the full range so they can decide for themselves what fits their needs the best.
Oh, that's perfect. See, and I think that also factors into the decision of someone deciding to come back, the length of time that they have to spend, how long the classes are, the day and the time of the classes. So I think that's very important. I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and we're just gonna do a commercial. So let's look at this camera and give us a 30 to 45 second come to HCC and come to Connect to Workforce. Right there, Miguel.
No, I can do it in less than that. Connect to Workforce is your way to a better future. Come to Houston City College, obviously, sign up, and we're going to get you started on that pathway. So we want to help you. We would love helping you. Let us help you. Come on over.
Oh, wow. That was great. Hey, we can't ask for anything better than that. You heard it first here from Dr. Miguel Ramos, our Vice Chancellor of Instructional Services. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about Reconnect.
Why wait on your dream job? At Houston Community College, tuition is only $33 per credit hour. With flexible schedules, over 100 programs, and campuses across Houston, HCC makes it easy and affordable. Your future for less. Houston Community College. Move your future forward.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to the topic. We're looking at non-traditional ways to learn for a new career. Sometimes we start on an educational path and life gets in the way. We're joined today with one of my friends here, Marlon Anderson, who is the Director of Advising Student Engagement and Success. He is joining us today to help us understand this. Welcome to the show, Marlon.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we're excited you're here. So let's talk about this. What are some common reasons students stop short of achieving their certificate or degree?
Well, I think the biggest reason most students will tell you why they stop is finances, or family obligation, or work. Most of our students work and go to school, and sometimes work becomes a priority. Sometimes family becomes a priority for them, and they have to take a break from school.
And so you hit three major points, and I think a lot of it comes down to the population of students, like you said, that we serve. We serve a population of students that have these outside barriers that sometimes step in the way of them completing these certificates. If you were talking to a student who, let's say, had a family emergency that they had to stop out for a semester, how would you encourage them to come back?
Well, I think the most challenging piece is if they've gone out more than a full semester, they've become used to a different lifestyle. They don't have classes or homework. They've focused themselves on their day-to-day work. And so I think what I usually tell students is let's think about how we can get you back, even taking at least one class a semester. And then as you get back into that swing, we can talk about expanding that. So that works for some students. Other students, I think the primary conversation is, how can we get you back? What's the best way to get you back?
Yeah, and I think you made the perfect segue to my next question. And I also think that pulls from the conversation we had previously with Dr. Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
I understand we have another initiative, and it's called the Houston Reconnect.
Houston Reconnect, yes.
And I hear this is going to be exciting. It's going to be amazing. So tell us about it.
Well, it is exciting. Houston Reconnect is a program that our Board of Trustees has generously funded. We have $9 million that they've allowed us to provide to students who have been at HCC, might have left us in the last 1 to 5 years, but never finished their program. And so but left us in good academic standing, have been doing well. We know those students are the ones that life, as we say, life got in the way. And it's either work or family or a combination of all those things. So what we're trying to do with Houston Reconnect is encourage those students to come back, because you'd be surprised, a number of those students that I've talked to just in this short time of rolling this program out only need 1 or 2 classes to finish an associate's degree, 1 or 2 classes to finish an associate's degree, that they just haven't been able to figure out how to make it happen.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think you stating that they weren't able to complete their program, does that include both certificates and a associate's degree?
Absolutely. So we've identified some specific workforce programs. So a student could have been working on a certificate or an associate applied science degree, associate of arts and business, or our DIT programs. They're all eligible if they've been out for at least a year, no longer than 5, and left us with a good GPA. They're eligible to come back and see if they might be one of the few that we want to help finish their program.
Oh wow! You gave some great areas of study to say that, and it's amazing, because a lot of what we have started to realize is that as we reach out to students and ask them, where are you on your academic journey? You're starting to find out that they're 1 or 2 classes away from completion. And to have a program that's going to step in and say, hey, we got you. We will take care of this for you. Just come back and finish. I think is absolutely amazing. And let me also say that Marlon said million. He said 9 million, y'all. Did you say 9 million?
I said 9 million.
He said 9 million. So listen, you know how many students we can help with $9 million, Marlon?
I know how many students I want to help with $9 million for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so when you're thinking about the qualifications for the program, what are some of the qualifications that students might have to have?
Well, first and foremost, they have to have looked us with a good GPA, 2.5 or greater. They must be more than at least 75% complete in their program. So one of the main requirements of this program is that students commit to coming back and taking courses to finish their program within 3 semesters. So if they haven't reached that 75% threshold, it's harder for them to finish in 3 semesters. But we do have a number of students that can and do that. And so we want them to come back and do that. Those are the main qualifiers. They commit to some other things when they get into the program, like meeting regularly with their advisor, having conversations. If they're struggling with something, we want to provide them the support services that will help them stay connected, not quit on us again, or not choose to quit again. And so those are the primary things. The other thing I tell people is, now pass the classes and let me see you walk that stage.
Oh, yeah. Pass those classes, get across that stage. We're going to be there to cheer you on.
Absolutely.
We'll be right there. So, and you started talking, and so let's go a little bit more into what support do students receive with Houston Reconnect?
Well, first and foremost, they're assigned to an advisor who supports their program. That advisor works with staff in my area to check in with the student periodically. We're going to do periodic check-ins to make sure that they're doing okay. If there's something we can help them with, if there's some college resource that we might need to connect them with, if there's a city resource that they might need help with, in terms of making sure that we keep them on path and so they can focus on finishing the courses and getting the degree. So that is the main focus of my team and the teams across the district that work on the college campuses.
Oh, that's amazing. And I want you guys to hear what he said. He said there's a team. We have a team working on this. So all you have to do is come. We have a team that's going to embrace you and put you where you need to be and get you into classes. So how can someone learn more and then apply?
Absolutely. If you're interested in the Houston Reconnect program, simply emailing us at hcc.reconnect.hccs.edu is our email address, or you can always call us at 713-718-5324, and someone from my team will look up their information and give them the next steps on how we can pull them in. And yes, there's still time to get in for the fall semester.
See, he thought I was going to ask that question, and I was. That's amazing. Yes, that was going to be my question. Is there still time right now? And so he mentioned the email address, he mentioned the phone number, and he also mentioned there's still time to come. So whatever you're doing, stop it, get off the couch, come on over here, and let's get you to completion. So, Marlon, one final question. It's not even a question. It's going to be the same exact thing I did with Dr. Ramos.
Okay.
You want students to come to Houston Reconnect? You have 45 seconds. Give them a commercial.
Well, here's what I would say. Houston Reconnect, if you're eligible, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to finish that degree, finish that certificate, and not only have that to hang on your wall in your home, in your office, but also hopefully help you get into that career path that you've always aspired to do, make more money. That's exactly what we're all about here at Houston City College. And so don't sit around and wait. It's real. I tell students all the time, the $9 million is real. It may not be there for a long time, though.
Listen, $9 million, you guys. $9 million. What more can you ask for? Mr. Marlon Anderson, it has been a pleasure. I appreciate the conversation. We all appreciate the information. Thank you for coming to the topic.
My pleasure.
When we return, we'll learn some of the ways HCC helps students reach their goals.
Why wait on your dream job? At Houston Community College, tuition is only $33 per credit hour. With flexible schedules, over 100 programs, and campuses across Houston, HCC makes it easy and affordable. Your future for less. Houston Community College. Move your future forward.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Welcome back to the topic. We're looking at non-traditional ways to train for a new career. And right next to me is I have a partner and a friend in Daniel Dylla. He is the Director of Instructional Initiatives, and he is joining us today. Welcome to the topic, Daniel.
Thank you, Darin. I'm glad to be here. I even took my hair down for you.
Yes, you did. Listen, I knew Daniel when he had no hair, not like that. So, and I was a faculty senate president. He was a faculty senate president. So we have that in common as well. So let's talk about it. Students who come to HCC through a non-traditional path have some unique challenges. We know this. Can you tell us about some of those common issues that some of our students face?
Absolutely. So I looked at the enrollment for the fall. We got about 60,000 students, right? About a third of those are over 26. And so I like to sort of affectionately say, life happens. At that age, you've experienced things. I think Marlon had a better way of talking about it, that life gets in the way. Stuff happens as well. So you might be ready to go to class. Your car doesn't start. What do? You might have a sick dependent, and maybe your kid or your parent that you're taking care of, maybe you need to take care of them. You can't make it to class for a couple of days, but stuff gets in the way. You've got rent due, your rent got increased. Maybe you're skipping meals and you're kind of hungry because of that. There are so many things that can go awry just in life. And so those things happen, and those things make academically succeeding really hard. There was a conference I was at a couple of weeks ago where they kept saying that we should focus on Maslow's before Bloom's. And I really like that. You got to focus on the main stuff, the sort of basic needs that we all have as humans, before you can start worrying about the academic success that we have in the classroom.
I think that's actually right on target, because when you do look at those basic needs from Maslow, you start to understand that if you don't have those basic necessities, the food, the water, the shelter, then there's no way that you're going to be able to sit in a room and try to process or learn some new information or some information, period. So that's amazing. And let me also say that a lot of our students do take the non-traditional path because, like you said, the average age that you've seen is 26. That's past, you've been out of high school for at least, 8 years at the most? And so you've experienced things. So your conversation is right on target with where we are. So give us an overview of some of the services HCC provides.
Right. So HCC understands that, right? If you remember anything from this conversation, remember that HCC cares. So that is a resource. If you Google that, if you go to the website and you look for HCC cares, it collects a lot of this information in one page that you can sort of pick what you need to look at. But some of the things that I think are worth highlighting especially are the Eagle Markets, which are services at many of our campuses that provide groceries, hygiene products, household products, and things that you might need to kind of get through your day. It's also in partnership with the Houston Food Bank. Those are really, really helpful, especially like you said, if you're hungry, it's hard to focus. We know that, from kids, we give breakfast at school because it's hard to focus if your stomach's empty. There's reduced fare that you can get through Metro. It's not free fare, but it does reduce the rate. So if your car is having trouble or you don't have a car and you got to take public transit, that's a good option for you to get to so many of our campuses. There's also mental health support that you can get through our counselors, and they can direct you to outside services as well. And of course, I'll mention again that scholarships through the HCC Foundation are a really, really helpful way to access the kinds of resources that might be out there for our students.
So you guys see, I was just listening to what Daniel was saying, because a lot of this, if you think about it, these are us providing the services that students need, just not just for them academically, but also for them being able to find something to eat and being able to be not just getting to school, because if you get a Metro card, you can use that anywhere. It's just not to get to school. So that can also help with getting to work or getting somewhere to get some more food. There's a lot of things that are interconnected here that allows the student to be able to understand that, like Daniel says, HCC cares. So I appreciate that, Daniel. That was very, very good information for our students. What advice would you give a student who may be a little overwhelmed but isn't sure where to start? Who should they talk to first?
Yeah, when you look at the research, especially at community colleges, a lot of students make a really profound connection in the classroom. So my advice would be ask your professor. You're with them. That's the main reason you came to campus or logged into Canvas. But that's a great starting point. Your professor has empathy for what you might be going through. They are often, many of our instructors and professors are first-gen college students as well. They're familiar with what it's like to go through college and sort of not know where to approach it. But we've also got counselors that are on many of our campuses. Those are great resources because a lot of these financial challenges, sometimes they manifest as mental challenges, right? You're stressed because you're looking for resources. And so sometimes counselors are a great option as well. And I'll also just say that, we've got this big initiative called the We Care Initiative. It's a big push for all of us, every single person on HCC, from staff to faculty. Every single person is aware of the types of services we offer and can support taking you to where you might need to be, even if they themselves don't have the exact answer. We do a lot of cross-training. We try to make sure people know answers to the initial questions, but even if they don't, they're going to take you from one person to another and hand you off to the initial to the best person who can help you with that job. So if there's anything you take away from this, just ask for help. The people who work here are excited and happy to provide that help as much as they can.
I think you made a great point. Excited. We're excited to help. We have the resources. We've been given the tools to offer you the resources for you to be successful. This is like one of the best conversations because it gets into how we as an institution are able to help the community in which we serve. And I'll say this again, I'm happy to say we're now Houston City College, and so we're supporting the city of Houston.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, Daniel, it has been a pleasure talking to you. We appreciate the information. If you're looking around, you'll find Daniel around the campus. You'll find Dr. Ramos around the campus. You'll find Marlon around the campuses. And of course, you'll see me around the campuses. So thank you for joining us today on the topic. If you enjoyed the show, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Houston Community College District. To listen to the topic and more HCC TV programming, visit hccs.edu/podcast. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Dr. Darin Baskin. Until next time.